If you're in the market for a 2-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1 corridor in Freedom Way, you definitely need to see this one. Now, this property right here is one of the thoughtfully built architectural masterpiece 2-bedroom apartments right here in Freedom Way. Now, this property is one of the best in Freedom Way. I would say top 5, right? It's a 2-bedroom apartment. It has a pool, a gym, elevator, and it also has a BQ. Ladies and gentlemen, this something is, this apartment is prime for short lets. You can buy to live in, you can buy as investments, and the reason why most people are buying into the Freedom Way axis is because, this is where land are, and this is where there's a lot of skyline here. And in a number of years, this skyline can actually compete with Ikoyi skyline. I think, look at this property. So it's something that is well built. You can see the lines very, very straight. Like the architectural facade is quite okay. I like it's not the normal all white cliche. I love the use of marbles, the way they use these marbles to design it here. And one beautiful thing about this property is that the gates, it's not the kind of property that you are waiting for someone to park, repark. There are different access points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means your neighbor, you can actually access the property comfortably. You can live wherever you like. So what's a presentation without showing you the road, the environment? Like I said, you can always restructure your home, but then the environment is the most important thing. So you can see the road, very good access road. They just did this road recently and it was raised up a bit. So you have zero flooding. There was flooding before they did the road, but now there is little to no flooding right here. This property is very close to Amore Garden right here. And you can see the other side of the road, fully tarred also, no flood issue. This project is actually very prime for short lets. And with a short let investment, you are looking to make up to 25 million to 30 million per annum with a short let investment right here. So coming in, you have this parking space. So each unit are entitled to 2-car parking space, so you can park your cars comfortably. And the one thing about short lets is that the people that book short lets investments, the client that book short let, they don't really bring cars. So hardly would you see cars parked. So there will always be like enough space for you to park cars. Even if you have like 3 cars, you can still park it comfortably, because people that use short let investments, even if they bring a car, they won't use 2 cars. So it should just be one parking space each that will be occupied. So you have multiple and excess parking space. And then this is what I was talking about the other time. You can easily, if you park here, you can easily exit immediately. If you park here, you can easily exit the building immediately. Same as here, same here, same here. So you are not waiting for someone to repark, to park, call your neighbor, Mr. Sunday, come and park your car, I want to leave, all those kind of orders. So that's the main thing about buying apartments. You are buying comfort, you are buying a stress-free lifestyle, and then you are buying convenience. That's the major thing. You actually want to, live easy, work, play, and then you also rest. So another feature of this property is that you have a central gas system. So that means you don't have to keep buying gas up and down. You just load into your meter and then your gas is transferred to your building immediately. So it's a very seamless lifestyle. So this gas here is pumped. Each unit have their own meter. So you just load money there and then you have access to gas immediately. Very seamless lifestyle. So coming to my favorite part of the apartment, this is the pool. So this is actually a very spacious pool. It's not the actual, the pond style in Lekki. So this is actually very, very big. You can easily swim here, and it's up to at least 5 meters to 6 meters depth, right? And then you have this your reverse osmosis for the water, which is done already. So you are getting very good clean water system. So one additional beautiful thing about this property is that the gym is fully equipped. So you have everything you need for a gym. You don't even have to pay high fitness 40,000 naira, that's 5,000 naira every month. You have your treadmill, your dumbbell, your bicycle, This is actually a very seamless lifestyle. And this is something that short let clients will actually love, because, it's also comfort. They don't have to go elsewhere. They don't have to go to high fitness. Everything you need. Your gym is here. Your pool is there. Your gas, your gas is here also. So it's actually a very, very seamless lifestyle. And this is one of the major reasons why people book shortlets, because they just want to stay in some place, lock in, do a lot of work, and they have everything they need inside an apartment. And this project actually does that. And this gym, because some apartment projects, they have a gym, it's a room there, but then it's not fully equipped. So you can see this is actually very two treadmill. So this developer actually is thoughtful, he spent a lot, and then this is my actual favorite part. Right, I don't gym, but hopefully I will soon. Maybe this will convince me. I think this is actually one of the best, shortlets I've seen so far that equip all their gyms and everything is actually on point. Just touch and go. So coming in, you have this reception that give you a concierge service. So people that book shortlets, they come in, they meet the receptionist, and then the person directs it to their room. The person directs the client to their room so they can sit here. If you want to meet someone, they can wait here for you at the concierge service. It's all a seamless process. And then the elevator right here, which takes you directly to your room. And then this place further, it brings you back to the swimming pool and the gym I just showed you recently. So from here, the elevator brings you upstairs, and then these are the rooms right here. So this is the veranda, this is one room here, one room here. So this is another unit here, another unit here. So let's go in. Damn. So this is the living room. This property has one of the biggest living room in the whole of Lekki Phase 1. Look at the sheer size of this property. I think it's very, very big. The developer is actually very, very generous. The amount of space he left here is actually commendable. So from here, you have your visitors toilets. So this water closet right here and this hand basin right here. So look at the sheer size of the living room. It's actually one of the biggest living room I've seen so far, and it's not even open plan. Some apartments that are as big as this, they have an open plan unit, so it's also taking part of the living room. But this is actually closed plan, and then you still have this sheer size of living room. So let's go to the kitchen. So this is the kitchen. So one thing about this kitchen that I love is that this double volume refrigerator right here. I think this is thoughtful and intentional. And then you have your microwave and oven right here. And then I love this kitchen island just at the middle here. And then your gas burner, your heat extractor, your washing machine, these developers, everything you need in a functional kitchen is actually here. And then your kitchen tap also right here. And then the storage, the cabinets, this property has good storage, and then the quality of the wood is actually very fantastic. And I love the use of lights in between. So in case you put your salt, your Maggi, you can easily look at it here. I think this is actually very, 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 very good and thoughtful. Everything you need in a functional kitchen is already on this property. And then you have this veranda that lead outside just from the kitchen. In case you're cooking and you're like, let me look outside to wait for the rice to boil, you can just still come here, relax, take some fresh air. I think it's all part of like convenience, something, the little things that actually, they actually make your living experience way more better and fantastic. So this is one of the rooms here. It comes fully ensuite, its own bathroom and toilet. And then you have this quality wardrobe right here. I think this is actually good quality of wardrobe. It's actually good. The wood materials are solid. Look at the sheer size of the living room. And then it has its own veranda, and it's not cramped up. You have large windows, so you can have natural light coming easily, right? And then this veranda, this is actually very, very good. The fact that a living room, one of the room has its own veranda, and then let's check the toilets and bathroom. Wow, the water closet right here, the hand basin, and then the shower right here. And I love this use of glass here as the demarcation. This is actually good work. Kudos. Finally, this is another room. I don't know if to even call this masters, but I don't know which one is bigger. So this is actually very spacious also. But I love the wardrobe of this one more. I love this lightning right here. You know, is actually really good. And then the use of wardrobe. The wardrobe is actually quality. It's not a it's not a degraded material. The material is actually good and the wood solid. And this mirror right here, is it necessary? Maybe not, but why not? Then look at this wardrobe. I like this wardrobe here. The living room, very spacious. And then let's see the bedroom. Just like the one I showed earlier. So once you come in, the lights turn on immediately. So that's another, it's basic, it's not that special. And then this small custom vanity, can you call it a custom vanity? Yeah, well, yeah, maybe it's not the best custom vanity, but this is actually very quality. Look at it, sitting pretty right here. I think this is actually good. So I think this is the masters, probably, because of this custom vanity. And then the shower right here. I think this is actually one of the best two-bedroom in Lekki Phase 1 Freedom Way corridor. If you are looking for something for that range, I think this is one of the best. This room does not have its own balcony, but then there is a balcony for the living room, a very large one at that. Look at it right here, just straight from the living room, the large living room space. You have this big balcony. Right, you can even make this one a small patio area, just like a place to sit down and relax. Right. Look at the living the veranda space. So one final addition about this property: once you come in, the sensor lights turn on immediately, and then you have this inbuilt speaker right here. I love the use of lightning here. It gives you that kind of luxury feel. And then there's going to be Alexa smart home automation feature right here also. And then the use of lightning is actually very, very good. It's actually enhanced the living experience of short-let guests. And these are the things that the short-let clients they look out for when trying to book an apartment, because they want a place that they can, a home away from home, somewhere better from their regular stay. And that's the reason why they can spend every box 200k, 250k to book a night's experience in this kind of projects. And if you're an investor, these are the things that you want to be looking at. A project that has everything that will enhance clients' experience and make sure that you are getting the maximum return on your investments. So before I go, the last additional feature that will surprise you is a BQ right here on this two-bedroom apartment. Most two-bed in Lekki Phase 1, 95%, scratch that, 99% of two-bed apartment, they don't have a BQ, but this one does. And the way the BQ is structured is just, it can be accessed from the kitchen. So that's also something very good, because if you have a cook or you have a PA, they don't have to come into your living room. So they can just, let's go check out the BQ first before we talk. Right. So let's go. So this is the BQ. Damn. Hey, look at the BQ. Wow. Damn. So they actually gave the BQ this refrigerator. Wow. And this microwave here. These people, this is really, really thoughtful. Wow. Wow. This is the first BQ I'm seeing with this installed already. And then let's look at the toilets. Wow, the toilet is actually good, very good, as good as the normal toilets for the apartment. Wow, this is actually very, very solid, very, very solid. And this is just a BQ, just a BQ. So you remember I accessed the BQ from the kitchen using this veranda here. So let's go out. Let's go out. This is the kitchen. So let's go out, right? So let's exit. Exit, 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 and you are back at the veranda. So from here, you can access the BQ right here. So if you have a guest, if you have a house help, they can live here and they can always go out, do the menial jobs, do your staff duties and all that, right? So they don't have to go to the living room, and if they want to cook, if they're a cook, they can go to the kitchen, cook and return back, to their BQ, right? And they can also go out seamlessly without getting to your apartment, right? So this is back at the veranda. So from here, this is the entrance of the veranda. So it's actually very great that the BQ has its own entrance, and then the living room also has its own entrance also. So the BQ is an additional feature, right? You can even rent the BQ out and then use this one as a shortlet. It's limitless what you can do. So there you have it. That is the end of our tour. This is a two-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1 off Freedom Way, very close to Amore Garden, Purple Mall, going for an asking price of 290 million naira only. So there you have it. This is one of the best two-bedroom apartments in Lekki Phase 1. If you are interested, give me a call on the number on my banner and I'll be glad to take you on a journey, bring you on an inspection and show you this property. So if you're seeing this and you got this far, like, share, subscribe, and share to your friends who are interested in the property for investment. So bye. Cheers.